YGG SEA family, welcome to another episode of an AMA. My name's Darcy, and today we have Robert from Tap Fantasy. Tap Fantasy is one of the most exciting games on our list right now, and why don't I hand over the mic to Robert, and you can tell us something about yourself to get this started.
Of course. So, my name's Robert, and I am the CMO and co-founder of Tap Fantasy team. So, I actually let me share a bit more about myself and our team first. So, I actually graduated from the University of Toronto, and I've been dedicated working into digital strategies and business value-driven technologies. And our team has been involved in the development of HTML5 since 2017. And we did have a original game called Tap Fantasy, which was released in Taiwan, Japan, and some Southeast Asia countries. And most importantly, it's also launched in Facebook Instant Game in April 2021, last year. And it became the most popular adventure and role-playing game on Facebook. And our blockchain team has been in blockchain project since 2017, and in April this year, or last year, the DeFi project was launched on Heco Chain, and the TVL exceeded $2.5 billion in less than 24 hours. So this is pretty much about our background and our team experience.
Nice. So, I guess my first question is, what inspired you to build Tap Fantasy?
So just like I mentioned, we developed a H5 game called Tap Fantasy, and did released in Taiwan, Japan, some Thailand and South Korea, Russia, and some other regions in 2019. And it became the most popular adventure and role-playing game on Facebook and received 2 global recommendations in less than 6 months. Plus, the game has accumulated more than 20 million users with more than 1 million DAU worldwide. And right now, Tap Fantasy is the metaverse version of the original game Tap Fantasy.
Wow, that's so amazing. 2 million users and 1 million DAU, and 2 global recommendations. That's crazy. So, can you briefly describe what Tap Fantasy, how it works, and how players can get started in this game?
So, Tap Fantasy as a GameFi plus metaverse product that will be launched in early January 2022. It has both active play to earn module and Roblox design to earn developer module. So the project is developed based on H5 technology, which means players can click to play with no download required and can be perfectly enabled in wallets, exchanges, and social apps. Plus, third-party developers can create design modules for code-free map editor. And meanwhile, players can consume tokens in these third-party gameplay modules, and designers can get corresponding revenue commissions. So after several years of accumulation, we now have more than 200 ACG characters. Plus, our partners in Japan also have plenty of animation resources to join the world of metaverse.
Wow, Japan. I love their animes. They come out with some crazy animes. So,
Yeah,
can you tell us? So, can you tell us something compelling features for Tap Fantasy?
of course. So we think there are 4 highlights for Tap Fantasy. Number 1, it's HTML5 client-free technology plus TensorFlow AI recommendation algorithm. Second, we're building an ACG ecological community by players and developers through our code-free map editor and NFT mint tools. Third, it's free to play, which means it allows more traditional players to participate in the metaverse. Last but not least, it's combining and module. The more players can have, the more stable the entire ecological is.
Wow, that's amazing. Speaking of the metaverse, how can NFTs be used, and what are the benefits to their owners?
So right now, we actually have over 200 NFT skins, and each one of them has fabulous paintings, 3D modules, and dubbing by well-known Japanese voice actors. And the NFTs skins are actually divided into R, SR, SSR, which stands for rare, super rare, and the super super rare. So the rarer the skin, the higher the power or combat effectiveness or CE. And meanwhile, after the player reached the highest level, there's actually still a 0.1 chance to active hidden skins.
Wow, 0.1 chance. I wonder if I'll get a chance to get one of those skins.
That's right.
My next question is, besides purchasing NFTs in the market, are there any other ways to get more of them, and how do we make them stronger?
Of course. So you can get more NFT skins by joining events. So for in-game, you can acquire NFT skins by opening the treasure chest of elf merchants. And after you get a NFT skin, you can upgrade it through friendship. Increasing friendship requires the MC token, which is magical crystal, and the tap token. So the default friendship level is 0, and the maximum level is 5. Plus, it can add 2 more for random element resistance. These are divided into wind, earth, fire, and water. The total value is up to 10 points. In the end, these will affect the level of rift that players can challenge.
Great. That's so cool. Before I ask my last question, I'm going to head over to our AMA discussion. And right now, you guys can start writing your questions. And I'll choose one question, and I guess Robert can choose two questions later for a chance to win $50 from this prize pool today. So, my last question of the night is, what is Top Fantasy's economic model, especially to the P2E part where the most players are? And how long will it take us to break even? And when will we be able to start playing Tap Fantasy?
Of course, so Tap Fantasy's economic model actually uses 3 types of token. So TAP, so the TAP token is the project's platform token, and MC token is the main output token in the game. We also have a gold coin, which is a stable coin relative to USDT. So the role of the tap token is mainly as a top reward in the game and an important item for upgrading your NFT cards to increase the player's power or CE. And MC is a token produced in the game's treasure area. It's similar to Axis SLP, and it is also an important item for upgrading NFTs to increase the player's CE or power. Gold coin is the stable coin in the game, which can be obtained by exchange to USDT. 1 USDT equals to 10 gold coin, or in-game trading markets token circulation. And in the end, it will pretty much take about 1 month to achieve break even. Plus, the game has launched its alpha test, and it will be officially launched in February as well. Before that, just join our alpha test and our close beta coming soon.
Nice. I gotta get the alpha test.
That's right.
Okay, so let's see. Do you have? You can go over to the AMA discussions, and it looks like wow, we have a lot of questions right
Oh yeah, it's a lot of questions in such short period of time.
Uh, the YGG SEA fam always has a bunch of questions to ask. See, while we go through them, do you have let's see. We have a lot. Wow, there's so many questions right now. Why don't you choose one, Robert, and then we'll go from there.
Of course. So actually, I'll just choose the first one, Call of Meta. So yeah, let me just actually sum this up. So what we're trying to achieve is that actually our ultimate goal is to build the #1 ACG community in blockchain. And ACG stands for anime, comics, and game. And right now, our main selling points or the main feature are the first one is the free to play. Second, it's HTML5 client-free technology plus our AI recommendation algorithm. And third is that we also have the design to earn module, which means that designers can develop their own gameplays and they can actually get 50% of commission for in-game consumption as well. And what about the royalties to these NFTs? So just like I mentioned, NFTs are not just like arts. You can actually treat this as heroes or characters that you can use to fight dungeons or to fight mobs and bosses. And the higher the grade, the higher the power, or the rare the grade, the higher the power as well. And the project or the Tap Fantasy has been audited by security companies, and one of our audit agency is called Certic, and you can actually find the report on our website, which is tapfantasy.io. I think that's the first question.
Nice. Guess I'll choose the second question. This is by Zodiac Dio. Will your team invite online influencers to promote Tap Fantasy and organize world tournaments in the future? And reflecting on the dropping of SLP on Axie Infinity, could you could could you tell us more about the tokens used in Tap Fantasy in the market?
Of course. So first of all, we have invited dozens of influencers and KOLs, and they will be having a review regarding our game and regarding our project as well. And I think some of them has actually already posted on their channels, YouTube, Twitter, and their own Telegram channel as well. You can just go search Tap Fantasy. And the second questions. So the ecological foundation or like the ecological model of Tap Fantasy is actually pretty simple. We do have three types of tokens. One of them is the platform token, and the other one, the MC token, is for main output token for in the game. So you can get the MC token in the treasure area, in the dungeons or rifts, and you can get tap tokens in the in-game events, for example, world bosses, arena ranking, and some other small events as well. For the gold token, the gold it can be exchanges with USDT, and it can be used for in-game consumption, such as trading in the marketplace or trading with the others, or like getting it from other smaller or regular dungeons.
Nice. Uh, would you like to choose the last question?
Sure. Let's see. It's actually kind of hard to choose.
Yeah, it's always hard to choose. I had to put it on slow mode, or else everyone's just typing away on questions.
see. So, okay, how about like this? Nguyen-dhang. So the question is that I read that the Type Fantasy City system will consume large numbers of tokens and resources in the game, which will make the economic system healthier and lasting. Yet, can you explain to me how the city system aims to create a sense of belong among players at their homes? I'll answer this question. So first, the cities and the land system will be launched in the third quarter this year. So maybe in September, and all the lands will be auctioned in the form of NFT. And meanwhile, you can build coffee shops, or you can build, gyms, or beauty salons and more. So it's totally up to you. So you can build whatever buildings that you want, and players actually have the property rights and the pricing power for their own business. And you can actually set up a price for the service that you provide. Tap Fantasy will only charge a 5% tax. The city system will consume a large numbers of tokens, just like the question mentioned. And meanwhile, it also allows players to have their own home in the metaverse of Tap Fantasy, and creating a sense of belonging.
Wow, I learned so much about the game today, and thank you so much, Robert, for coming on. Do you have any more last shout outs that you want to give before we end the AMA?
Actually, just one quick thing. So we will be having airdrop events and whitelist events in our community. So be sure to join our Telegram and our Twitter and our Discord as well. And yeah, just stay tuned for the closed beta, for the alpha test, and also for the official launch as well.
You guys heard that? Don't forget, go check out Tap Fantasy, their Discord, Telegram. Go check out their socials. Thank you so much, Robert, for joining me on this exclusive AMA for YGG SEA.
Of course, it's definitely my pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yep. So, guys, if you want any more information, we have another AMA that's coming up in 40 minutes. That's going to be on Twitter. So don't forget to check that out. It's with our co founder, Irene, who's the Indonesian community country manager. And we have Dan, who is the head of investments for YGG. Thank you all. And we'll reach out to the winners and we'll get your wallet addresses. Thanks.
Thank you.